I guess we should probably save some of this because we do have to discuss the 30-man Royal Rumble. The winner of this match is going to move on to WrestleMania as part of the headline for WrestleMania, the main event, and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. You have 30 men. We had a lot of people in this match, a lot of narratives mixing around, but the one that stands tall is...
Please, don't say it.
I mean, we have to. The winner, it's not as if me not saying it makes it untrue.
It's worth a shot.
I could go pretend, right?
But it hurts, damn it. It hurts.
Batista in his first match back in WWE in almost 4 years, he wins the Royal Rumble, and he's going to WrestleMania.
I guess let me start from the top. They started with the CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I went, holy shit, they're actually going to do my little thing. They didn't. At the beginning of the match, it seemed like, there were points in this match where there were just too many people in the ring. Like Damian Sandow got eliminated incredibly quickly, but after that, it seemed like everybody was just staying in the match. And it honestly took away from the match because there are a lot of guys you just don't care about. Like this random NXT foreign guy that is just sitting in the ring for 15 minutes. And I'm going, who cares? Like, it just kind of takes away because you don't get to see guys hit their spots. You don't get to see the various abilities for people to get to see the guys they want to see. People want to see Roman Reigns hit the Superman punch. People want to see the spear. People want to see CM Punk hit the GTS, and Punk's just pulling a sting, sitting in the corner like Raven, and you're letting just these guys nobody cares about run wild. So I thought that was really a problem early in the match. As we progress, we get to the Cody and Goldust stuff, which the camera completely missed. I have no idea what the hell happened there. That totally fell flat. It didn't help that Cody got eliminated immediately. You didn't allow for any sort of post-elimination kind of stuff to go on, so I hated that. Moving to the end, they started finally kind of emptying the ring, which made a lot of sense. As you got down towards Roman Reigns, it's starting to break the record. The crowd was pretty into him. I really liked the spot where Dean Ambrose tries to eliminate Roman Reigns because I really thought he was going out, and I was really pissed off that he was about to lose the match before he broke the record. He eliminates both guys. I marked out. You got down to the final three, and Daniel Bryan was not in the match, and it really became kind of just this giant ball of anger. And if Roman Reigns take Roman Reigns out of that match and stick a number of other guys in there, and the crowd would have been so pissed, you would have seen even more anger. Because at least for a time period, they said, okay, let's latch on to Roman Reigns and see what happens. You got to the final two. First of all, fuck you, Batista. You don't hit a spear on the guy that uses a spear as his finisher. That really fucking aggravated me. Then you had the whole... He found Roman Reigns gets the spear. The crowd's into it. And he just chucks him over the top rope. And it was awesome to see Pittsburgh's reaction, to see them just boo him out of the arena, that he could do no right. There's no way for him to get that positive reaction. And thank God this didn't take place in some suckbag town in friggin' Idaho, because no offense.
Hey, man, we might have viewers there.
Well, they're listeners because you can't view a radio, whatever. But anyway, thank God this actually took place from the crowd that wanted to give a shit, because the crowd wanted to give a shit and wanted their voice to be heard. They allowed their voice to be heard, which probably won't work, but in any event, they did. Batista's face was just kind of ugh, whatever. He is kind of stuck in the middle of this just absolute hate fest, which was awesome. So you have all the pyro go off. Nobody wanted to see it. Nobody cared. And we're moving on to Batista. We're investing a guy. We're putting this guy in the main event of WrestleMania. We haven't even seen him wrestle a real match yet. From what I saw from this Royal Rumble, whatever he did have doesn't seem to be all there, which is really scary. So we'll see where we go. Overall, good showing by Reigns. Really kind of saved the match from being kind of bland. Hopefully we can move on with some good Shield stuff, and we'll see where we go from there towards WrestleMania.
First of all, Kofi Kingston is a superhero. The guy takes bumps for 300 days a year.
I would love to see that guy actually do that once and win, by the way. That would at least be the most awesome moment ever.
Seriously, they talk about how he's a Royal Rumble legend and shit. Why can't he just win?
Remember last year when he got back to the apron and then he stood up and just got clotheslined? It was oh, okay. Well, that was kind of uneventful.
Hell, I'd take him over Batista.
He is absolutely incredible. Take nothing away from him. That guy needs a push. And if I had well, never mind. I was going to say he should win Money in the Bank, but that would actually be a negative thing. So I'm going to leave it at that. Not as many surprises in this Royal Rumble. I don't know how I feel about this. You kind of set yourself up for failure when you think of guys like Jericho and something ridiculous like, I don't know, Roddy Piper, or some people were expecting Sting. I wasn't one of those, by the way, surprisingly. But I was expecting one guy, and that kind of hurt me.
Kevin Nash.
No, that pissed me off. But anyway, I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of.
When he went right after the Shield, I said, "Kevin Nash, you get your fucking ass out of the ring."
Right.
And then Reigns came out, and I was like, "All is right in the world." That's gonna be our thing, right there.
Well, honestly, Kevin Nash was a surprise. It surprised me that he could walk without his knees collapsing. Him running across the ring was hilarious. I could have baked the fucking turkey in the amount of time it took him to get from one side of the ring to the other.
The fact that there weren't as many surprises, I'm not really sure if that was a good idea, because you kind of felt the crowd was like, oh my God, who is this going to be? It's going to be, Luke Harper. Who's this one's going to be? It's going to be, Del Rio. People were very excited, and especially Daniel Bryan. I'll get to him later, but as far as the other things, Sheamus, I was very happy to see him. A big Sheamus fan. Had some couple of decent spots in the match. I like the fact that he did his Irish hand grenades. Punk, my prediction was absolutely correct. He got screwed out towards the end of the match, although I think it was kind of I think it would have made more sense to have Triple H to do that. He's more of the leader of the Authority, or maybe Stephanie. Well, Stephanie can't choke slam him, but it would have been more meaningful if they would have came out to do that. But anyway, that's going to be a story for another day, because the MVP of this match, it's no surprise at all.
Go ahead, say it.
Roman freaking Reigns. The Shield, or just the Shield in general, they absolutely stole the show. Had it not been, not even just Roman Reigns, had it not been for the Shield, this would have been up there with one of the most underwhelming Royal Rumble matches this millennium. Maybe even all time, because it's still kind of young. 89 isn't too far away. So I'm very glad. I'm a huge Kane fan. Everybody knows he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But I was actually rooting for Reigns to break the record. They made a star. The guy's so over right now. People even wanted him to go over Batista. I don't really blame them for that. But still, I still have some concerns for Roman Reigns. I think he needs to expand his moveset. He needs to be more sure of himself in the ring. I think he goes out there, he's like, I'm not really sure if I should do this. I think that he needs to build some more confidence, but I think this is a diamond in the rough. You got to beat him up a little bit more, and then he'll be a spectacular diamond. But yeah, MVP of the night, Roman Reigns, with, I believe, 12 eliminations, correct? 12 eliminations. Yeah. Great showing by him. Rey Mysterio, poor guy, man. Love Rey Mysterio, and he got booed out of the building.
He got fucked over.
Yeah, that was not. That was
not on that spot, just so that you can actually make it look like someone was over.
It's not necessary to have him in those types of matches anyway. We got to save him for something at WrestleMania. The risk for injury is too high. But yeah, on to the meat of my thoughts on the Royal Rumble. Batista. This, kids, is what happens when you give your faith to the WWE. It was damned obvious that Batista was going to win this thing, and I ended up unfortunately being right. And this kind of sucks. They ruined the moment for me, because I actually am a fan of Batista. I always have been, and I was actually excited for his return. I wanted to see him do something with Alberto Del Rio, because they were talking a lot of crap. It seemed like some legit heat between the two guys. I thought that would have been really cool to see, but they spoiled the moment. To be quite honest, you cannot tell me that Daniel Bryan should not have at least been in this match. Daniel Bryan is the most popular guy in the company. It's not even an argument anymore. The guy his name was chanted over for the entire night. People were absolutely legitimately upset. Even Mick Foley, butt-kissing Mick Foley, said that he was disgusted with this pay-per-view. I can't wait to see JR Damage control this thing, by the way. But he should have been the one to win this Royal Rumble match. He should have at least been number 30. So now what we have is Batista is going to be booed out of the arena when he beats Randy Orton, and we're going to get another embarrassing moment. This is the kind of stuff that makes me embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. This is the type of stuff that makes me not want to pay for the next pay-per-view. The WWE Network it's been hyped up a lot. I was excited, but now I'm not as excited anymore. A good moment, what should have been a cool moment, was absolutely ruined. Daniel Bryan got screwed over. Vince does not care about his fans, and I hope they crap on WrestleMania 30's main event. And good God, if the Royal Rumble, this pay-per-view, was an indication on the card, then this is going to be a crappy WrestleMania.
See, man, I was enjoying this pay-per-view so much up until like 15 minutes left to go in the pay-per-view. I was enjoying every second. I was ready to name this pay-per-view of the year right now. And then the last 15 seconds, that was probably the worst final 3 competitors in a Royal Rumble match that I have ever seen. None of those guys I wanted to win. I didn't want Batista to win for reasons I'm about to get to in a minute. I didn't want Sheamus to win because where the fuck has he been? And I didn't want Roman Reigns to win because I didn't want to ruin his career by giving him too much too soon. See, I don't have as much of a problem with Daniel Bryan not being... Well, I have a problem with him not being in the match. I wouldn't have necessarily minded if he didn't win. My biggest gripe is the fact that Batista wins, and it follows this same old disturbing trend of WWE bringing back these part-time former stars of yesteryear and inserting them into the title picture right now, fresh off the street, in lieu of a guy that's been there working their ass off for the past 12 months, for the past 2 years, for the past 3 years even. I mean, they did it last year when they just brought The Rock off the street and gave him a title shot against CM Punk. They did it the year before when they brought Jericho fresh off of a banter or whatever he was doing and gave him a title shot against CM Punk. It's just, I don't know what their fascination is with fucking over the guys that are hit there in the here and now and have been doing a good job for the other months outside of the WrestleMania season. It's just they use these guys, these part-timers, to try to bring in the casual viewers that haven't been watching wrestling necessarily all that often. And it really ruins the atmosphere for the guys that have been there. So, God help us. God help us if it's a Randy Orton and fucking Batista match to main event WrestleMania fucking 30. Not a 27. Not even not a 29, but WrestleMania fucking 30. You're gonna give us this bullshit. I just don't know.
All right, so it started off all right, like Punk, Seth Rollins. I'm like, all right, starting off should be pretty good. And then we had Damian Sandow. I'm like, all right, whatever. Really expecting the Shield to come out at any moment now, just get that 3-on-1 sort of situation. And then they didn't, and I think Reigns came out around the 10-ish or something, like 11 or something. But then it started to pick up around there, like Rhodes and stuff came out. And then when Goldust eliminated Cody, it's like the commentators didn't really care. I'm like, oh, he just eliminated him. Like, no one really cared. They could have really made a bigger impact on that. But overall, like, this Royal Rumble was kind of disappointing. Like, I was expecting a few surprises, not a lot, just a few. And I remember we got to, like, number 23. And I'm like, holy crap, we're at 23 already. Like, nothing's really happened yet. Like, nothing good. So that really annoyed me. And then Kevin Nash came out. I'm like, why? Why is this dude coming out? And then I think Roman Reigns came out after that, and then Khali. I really would have preferred Khali come out after Nash to have, like, a stare down, because I guess they're both tall and stuff, and then have Reigns come out and eliminate both. That would have been sweet, because that would have made, like, he eliminated 2 big guys, and that would have been sweet. Like, but I don't know, overall, like, this sort of it was a letdown. And the whole time, like, people, they were chanting Daniel Bryan, all that sort of stuff. Like, why he was not 30, I don't know. And then I was just so annoyed. Last 3 spots, I was sitting there going, don't you dare, like, give Curtis Axel one of these spots. Which they didn't, so that's cool. It's fine. But it's just, overall, I did not enjoy this. And then the final 4, was it Punk, Sheamus, Batista, and Reigns? Reigns was good, but why Sheamus? Like, why did he have to come back? Why did he have to go straight to the top 4? Like, I don't like Sheamus. I don't give a crap about Sheamus. And Reigns was the standout guy for me tonight. The Shield was great. I would like to throw out Rollins a lot more, but honestly, Reigns definitely showcased what he can do. And I'll slowly jump on the bandwagon. Not gonna jump straight away, but he is definitely showing himself. And at one point, I was like,
"Excuse me, could I know you said he, but could you insert his name there, please?"
Roman Reigns. had a great showing in this. He was like the standout of the Shield. Even though I would love to say Rollins, but Reigns did step up his game.
I just want to make this clear that anybody who is looking to jump on the bandwagon for Roman Reigns, Jay and I will happily hit the brake a little bit and slow down and give you the time to jump on. Just let us know.
We'll see next week. I'm getting there. But like at one point you're like, and also I just want to jump on Punk for a second. Like he was at the start. I was like, but at some point, rather, it was really early too because I noticed this. He just stopped doing stuff in general. Like he was on the ground.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he was there a long time. I get it, but at least for Mysterio, like all those people who are from One, he was on the ground a lot. Like he did barely anything. I'm like, you better not win because you were doing absolutely nothing all night.
He was sitting like Raven pose in the corner. I was like, he
was. Yeah, like he did nothing. I'm like, what the hell? Like at least do something. But no, he was down there for the whole time. So when he got eliminated, I was like, that's cool. I mean, you didn't do anything anyway. But then I came to the realization of Sheamus and Batista. And I'm like, I don't think Reigns is winning this. I want him to because I don't care about these other two. But I'm just looking at Batista and Sheamus. God damn, what the hell have they got me into? Like, it's just, I don't like both. And Batista coming back and winning the Rumble. Like, think about that. Not even on the roster. He comes back 1 week. The next week, he wins the Rumble. Like, that is like one of the biggest things to do. And he's already won a Rumble. He didn't need this. And he comes back out of nowhere, wins the Rumble. That hurts the company, in my opinion. That makes the company look bad. And they have a guy like Daniel Bryan, and I don't know if I guess we'll jump to this whole thing. Like Daniel Bryan is just there, and the crowd love him. They are chanting for him. And I get if they were in bad times, I get Batista coming back and winning, but he got booed. Like they are not in bad times. They have the guy they need to do this, and they don't push him, and that was the perfect time. And Mysterio comes out, he gets booed, and I'm like, oh god damn it, I forgot about this guy completely. So it's just they're at a bad time, and they have to realize this now that Daniel Bryan is their future, and they just have to realize this. But overall, the Royal Rumble was okay for me, and that's really my thoughts. This Reigns should have won, but overall, just meh.
There were so many narratives spinning out of this match. The stuff that was going on with the Shield, I absolutely love that. Dean Ambrose almost eliminating Roman Reigns. I was about to start flapping my fucking arms and flying to fucking Pennsylvania to beat the shit out of him if he had actually eliminated Roman Reigns in that spot before he ended up breaking. Yes.
You would have seen this freaking like semi truck and Jay and I come out of it. And like, who the fuck are these guys? And we're like, fuck you.
Yeah, before he broke Kane's record, if he had got eliminated, I would have been pissed to the highest level of pisstivity. But luckily, we avoided that. I thought that was great that Roman ended up actually eliminating his comrades, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins there. What else happened in this match? We also had stuff building up between Cody Rhodes and Goldust. You had Kane interfering in the match and actually eliminating CM Punk. And Kofi Kingston, he was great also. So a lot of stuff going on in this match. The biggest narrative, though, the actual winner, just so happens to be the one that I'm least interested in. I do not give a fuck about Batista in any way, shape, or form. And apparently the crowd doesn't give a damn about him either. He hasn't even been back for a full week and they've already rejected him. This dude, after the pomp, the circumstance, the fanfare, and they booed him. They booed the hell out of him when he won the Royal Rumble. And this is what happens when you deny the crowd. Going back to what Brandon was talking about, WWE, they've been bringing in these part-timers and things to kind of like inflate their roster, add some more star power. You don't need it. You don't need it. You have your guy. All you have to do is open your fucking eyes and stop denying him. I'm at the point where I'm the type of fan that I'm not going to necessarily say I'll accept anything that WWE shovels my way, but I'm willing to be sold on anything. Yeah, I'm not the type of guy that's going to completely shit all over a match just because the person that I want to be in the match is not in it. I'm willing to be sold. Like, if you deliver a good enough match, I'll be completely fine with it. But we're getting to the point where there are people out there who aren't like that. And honestly, I don't think it's fair. But me sitting as a fan at home, I'm like, give these people what the fuck they want just so they can shut up, so they can give me a chance to enjoy the show. Because when you affect stuff like the championship match and then the Royal Rumble, like, thank God for Roman Reigns. thank God for Roman Reigns, because he was the only saving grace in that ending of the Royal Rumble, because at least the crowd was excited for him. If you rewind back to the World Championship match, they didn't like either one of those motherfuckers, so they were just like, fuck both of them, fuck everything, fuck life, fuck WWE, fuck it all. But with Roman Reigns, at least they could have gotten a little bit excited for him. But with Batista getting the win in the end, this honestly is embarrassing, the way that the fans have rejected this. And I know that they have their opinions and everything, and I can sit here and, even in my own opinion, I don't like the fact that Batista won. I didn't think that Roman Reigns should win the Royal Rumble, just because I agree with EMAC. I don't want his career to be ruined by giving him too much too soon.
What's sad is, as big as a fan as I am, I really didn't give a flying fuck at that point.
Yeah, it's like, it's like sacrifice Roman Reigns just so Batista does not win this fucking Royal Rumble.
I was like, you know what? Those years that I fantasized about when I first started becoming a fan of this guy, fuck him. Just go with this one-time deal. I'll enjoy the ride, and he can be released after he totally fails because you gave him too much too soon, and we'll move on with our lives as long as Batista doesn't win the fucking Royal Rumble.
This is just... I love having that excited feeling coming out of WWE shows. It's happened pretty frequently, but I unfortunately can't say this was one of those cases. I don't give a shit about Batista. I don't care.
See, I was opposed to them allowing The Rock to like come back and like win the belt. Like,
yeah, seriously.
And Batista is nowhere close.
You're nobody's Rock, so
yeah. Like, remember when in 2010 when he called him and John Cena like The Rock and Austin of the modern era, and I was like, all right, you can pass John Cena's like popularity for one of those two guys, but who the fuck are you supposed to be in that equation?
Yeah, and it's like so many things were just ruined by WWE and their complete idiocy. You look at Batista's return and how they booed the shit out of him. That's going to be the lasting image in everyone's mind. This guy comes back after years of being gone, and he's rejected, when he may have tried to play it off after the match ended like he was a heel. Like, bitch, you know that wasn't the plan. Like, you can go ahead and try to taunt the crowd now, but that was not how things were supposed to go. So they ruined that. Then Sheamus, he comes back. Everyone was so excited to see Sheamus come back. And then once you get down to the final three, they're like, yeah, fuck you too. Rey Mysterio, he's a big baby face in WWE. He comes out at the number 30 spot. Everyone is thinking that it's going to be Daniel Bryan. And they're like, yeah, we used to like this guy, Rey Mysterio, but you're not Daniel Bryan, so fuck you too. Like, so it's like
literally,
dominoes.
Roman Reigns was the only one that was safe from this crap.
Exactly. It's like dominoes. You push one down, you push Daniel Bryan down, and the whole fucking... I'll compare it to Jenga. You know, you pull that one little block out, and the whole shit comes crumbling down to the ground. That's what happened here.
They've hurt so many storylines right now. The card that's shaping up for WrestleMania 30, and EMAC talked about this. This is 30, dude. It's not like this is some weird 27, 28, some weird number. This is 30 years. And you give us this crap. This is what happens when you make so much money. You can get away with whatever you want. You can make an Ant-Man movie. You can make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. You can do whatever the hell you want. As long as you make money, kids. As long as you have money in life, even you can do stupid things. Well, you don't have to have money to do stupid things. I mean, look at LeBron James. Anyway.
It's so disrespectful to your product, too, when you have these guys coming fresh off the street and getting inserted directly into these title pictures, you know what I mean? So, I mean, what is it saying when, I mean, I might as well have David Arquette come in here and win a world title. Just fuck it. I mean, does it matter at this point?
Like, anyone can win that thing now, as long, like, they just crap on the roster when they have old guys who are wrestling like since before some of these kids were born, and they're beating the guys there. What does that say about today's group of stars? We know these guys aren't as good, but don't force it down our throats.
It's to the point, honestly, where I believe the crowd is not going to put up with it anymore. We've seen this happen many times before in WWE, where you have people chanting for Dolph Ziggler, people chanting for Zack fucking Ryder. But this time, the crowd will not be denied. And as I said, I like Daniel Bryan. I would like to see him in the main event picture, but I'm not going to ruin my experience and sacrifice me enjoying a show just for him to get there, because there are possibilities for me to enjoy it outside of him. But it's at the point right now where you can't deny him. For all things sacred in this world, give it to the fucking guy, because me, like, they're pissed off and I'm pissed off that they're pissed off. It's reverberating throughout the entire fandom. You can talk about how Daniel Bryan, he may only have a niche market, he may only appeal to other people, but if they are the minority, they are the vocal minority, the very fucking loud, booming, resounding vocal minority. So, I mean, they're affecting everyone at this point. Something seriously needs to be done, and I really hope there is some fucking serious reflection going on in WWE headquarters or backstage or wherever the fuck they are. Wherever you are, you need to be thinking about what the hell just happened and how you're going to stop it from ruining the next show and WrestleMania, because we still have that on the horizon.
This is like if this was 1998 and Stone Cold is on the rise and he goes into the Royal Rumble and is not in the match, and instead they have like Ultimate Warrior or somebody win the match. Like, what the fuck is this?
This is to the point where, honestly, man, like, you have to change WrestleMania entirely. Daniel, this is going to have to be a triple threat match. Just imagine what's going to happen. And Batista, who knows? He may not have ever been planned to beat Randy Orton. Maybe it was the plan for him to go in to Mania to fight him. But what if
he
Randy
better
Orton
fucking lose?
What if Randy Orton, or all right, let's just say I'm going to go with Batista. I think that's the safest option. What if Batista raises the title in the air, and the final image of the biggest WrestleMania of all time is thousands, hundreds of thousands, well, 100,000, close to 100,000 fans booing the crap out of him? That'll be worse than last year's WrestleMania.
Well, I find it funny, too. He tries to play himself off like a bad guy, and it's like, hey, jackass, what the hell do you think the WWE champion right now is?
Yeah.
It's like, hello.
They need to shake up the roster. You are not going to tell me what I want to see, okay? I'm the one, me and all the people, the WWE universe, you even copyrighted us. We pay your bills. Without us, there's no WWE. You're going to listen to us. And this time, it's going to work. It may not have worked with Dolph Ziggler, may not have worked with Zack Ryder and RVD, but it's going to work this time. I will make sure of it. The next time I go to a show, I will be cheering for Daniel Bryan. If they release some kind of stupid, ugly shirt, I will buy it. We will be heard this time. You cannot deny the fans anymore. I don't want to hear that this guy is some kind of niche minority. Even if we are a minority, we are the loudest ones, and we will make damn sure that our voices are heard. They are not going to give up on Daniel Bryan, and it's going to be it's embarrassing to watch that show. It really is. To see people cheering for people going to tune in and say, "Oh, Batista's back. Okay, well, who's this Daniel? Why do they keep chanting his name? Oh my God, they hate Batista." The whole reason of getting trying to get the casual audience back, you just ruined it. And to be quite honest, what's the whole point of a casual fan? Casual. They're not going to be the ones paying all of the money. It makes no sense either way for these old guys to come back and just tear up the roster.
Yeah, they're not going to give a fuck in a minute anyway. Even if that does happen at WrestleMania, they're still going to have your 6-month subscription locked into WWE Network. So what does it matter?
Oh, they ain't going to have my 6-month subscription locked in.
Honestly, I'm not going to get the network either. The way this card, they can't even fix this.
See, because I've been the guy who's often said that paying for everything doesn't send a message. Selectively paying sends the message. And Lord knows, if I'm going to give you $60, $10 a month, I'm going to make sure that it is when you give me something I want to see. If you give me Batista in the main event, no, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I hate that, then give you my fucking $60 for that 6-month subscription. No, thank you. I will hold off as long as it takes until you give me a damn reason to give you that money.
Well, it seems as if it was clear on the Royal Rumble, and it's clear tonight on PWTR. WWE, you have a mutiny on your hands.
You fucked up. You fucked up.
Yeah, the biggest match tonight on the Royal Rumble, honestly, it wasn't even Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. It was the fans versus WWE, and it was a fucking burial. It was. Man, so Let's
What the
go.
fuck are they for Raw tomorrow night? Anybody coming in? I'm gonna check their schedule and see what kind of fan base they're watching.
If they're in a
Philly.
Smarky City tomorrow, Lord help them.
Oh, I hope it's Philly. Please be fucking Philly.
I am disgusted.
It's Cleveland. Suckbag Cleveland. Oh.
Miz is gonna get a pop.
Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and go around the table. Give your final thoughts on the Royal Rumble. Also, throw out your match of the night.
Final thoughts were it started off so amazing, had so much potential, and it just kind of went progressively downhill. Match of the night would be the opener, Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan. Both guys put on an amazing show. So overall, this show had a lot of potential early on, but really by the end, it just left a bad taste in your mouth and just did not really give you what you want to see.
Had it not been for this show, I probably would have taken a break from wrestling. It has gotten this bad. I love wrestling, man. I've been sticking through the thick and the thin, man, for years and years now, but this is getting very hard to watch. But I will stick by it so you don't have to. Well, who had that? I forgot who had that quote, but we do this so you don't have to. So, yeah, final thoughts, Royal Rumble. A very underwhelming main event. Only really one good match in one segment. Absolutely dreadful. Embarrassing to be a fan right now.
I wanted to love this pay-per-view so much. I look forward to the Royal Rumble every year. It's always my favorite pay-per-view of the year. And they fucked it up completely at the end of the show. Match of the night, easily, Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. It was an amazing match to watch. I wish it was the main event at this point. Just fuck it all.
Yeah, best match than that, obviously Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt. And WWE, wake up. Realize what you have and just wake up.
I'm going to recite lyrics to a song that I heard a few years ago. WWE, you insist to pull me down. You contradict the fact that you still want me around. And it's all downhill from here. And it's all downhill from here. Because the best match of the night was the first fucking match. And like I said, it was all downhill from there. The Royal Rumble.
I have no idea what the song was.
Newfound Glory. All downhill from here. So, somebody out there understands. But yeah. This was
March 3rd in Chicago. There we go. March 3rd, Monday Night Raw is going to the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. Get ready for March 3rd.
We got a Daniel Bryan tweet. I got to read this. Daniel Bryan just tweeted, they try to keep us, in capital letters, down and away from the top spots, but they can't ignore the reactions forever. Keep voicing your opinions. Hashtag yes movement. Amen, brother. Amen.
And he also tweeted, sorry guys, the machine wanted me nowhere near the Royal Rumble match, but I thank everyone for their support. You are the yes movement.
He's going to have to do this. He's going to have to start openly burying them.
I wouldn't necessarily say openly burying him. Open, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But basically,
you openly bury him.
Openly burying them. Yeah, there we go. But I love the fact that he's owning it. I talked about this during the championship ascension thing, how he's like the aw shucks type of guy, and he just is content with the world fucking him over. I'm glad that he's speaking out right now. I honestly am so glad that this is happening, because we need the person at the top of the movement to have his voice be heard, because that's going to really galvanize that that fandom. And once we see he wants that spot, yeah, we're going to fight for him too. And I'm gonna go over some
Somebody
tweets.
Get the man a Stone Cold shirt, stick him in Vegas on a stage, have him sit down Indian style, and let's get to work.
Does anyone see a pipe bomb coming?
I don't know, because is it possible with Daniel Bryan though? Like maybe 140 character tweets. Maybe that's all we need. Maybe.
That'll be his Austin 316 moment.
Yeah, this is a new age. People get used to it.
Remember when Austin Aries tried to pull out a shoot on TNA and it just totally
Speaking of that last episode was humiliating. That was a joke.
And thank you to you all who tweeted along with us tonight. We're going to go ahead and go to hashtag PWTR on Twitter and see what you all thought about the Royal Rumble. We have one tweet here. It was embarrassing to hear Lawler and Cole try to say the boos and no chants were for a different reason. We have another one. Batista winning the Rumble is a slap to the face to everyone who worked their asses off for 3 years. Hope he loses his contendership. We have another tweet here. Stubborn ass company. Very simple. Another one. Hate to say it. And this is actually a different perspective here. This is interesting. Hate to say it, but the crowd ruined the pay-per-view a bit tonight. Bryan was never going to be in the match. You knew that going in.
Damage control.
See, Bryan in the not being in the match wasn't the problem for me. But
see, that doesn't mean that they didn't want to see him in the match. They might as well be pissed off that they didn't book him in the match.
Look, that guy's in a minority, dude. Just give the fans what they want. This has been going on for way too long, man.
We have another tweet here. The Royal Rumble was okay except for Batista eliminating Reigns. WWE is stupid for not hearing the fans. They could have put Reigns over. Well, I definitely think Roman Reigns was still put over. And as much as I gushed over Roman Reigns in my review of the match, he still could use a little bit more. He was fucking awesome. He really was. Getting all of those eliminations and just everything. It was really great. He was honestly the highlight of the Rumble for me. MVP. And our final tweet here is from Alan Nagel. He says, well, when you're pissed, PWTR saves the day. Well, hopefully, if we serve that role for you, maybe we served it for some other fans too, because the struggle is real. We went through it during the Royal Rumble, but it's nice that we have this support group that we've created where we can all come together and lift each other up. So, with that being said, thank you all for listening to Pro Wrestling Talk Radio. On behalf of all of my co-hosts, I am J-Dub. Catch you on the flip side. Peace out.